Good afternoon. I'd like to call this meeting to order. It is Wednesday, February 4th at 12 p.m. This is the Building Committee meeting. Could we have roll call, please? That'll be me. Cindy Liendo, Chair, present. Karina Cari Elizondo, Co-Chair, absent. Adriana Alexander. Present. Also with us, we have Ms. Tita Vela. Present. Judge Mercurio Martinez. Present. And our Board President, Esteban Rangel. Thank you. Item number 3, discuss approval of building plaques for Raquel Gonzalez Automotive Technology Center, Auto Body and Diesel Shop expansion. Mr. Cesar Vela?
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the Building Committee. Cesar Vela, VP of Finance and Administration. For the record, this first item is to request approval for the building plaque for the Raquel Gonzalez Automotive Technology Center Auto Body and Diesel Shop expansion project. As required by Board Policy CLA Local, the board shall provide the final review and approval for all plaques placed on new or remodeled facilities. In your packet, you have a copy of the building plaque that is being proposed for the project. Policy now requires that the board that was in place when the project was approved be on the plaque, as well as the board that is in place when the building is rededicated. So again, this project was approved back on April 28, 2022. And you can see there the list of the board members that were on the board at that time. And the rededication of the building will be in 2026. And you have the board members. The architect for this project was Frank Architects, and the contractor was Line-Decker Construction of Texas.
Are they also on the plaque?
Yes.
Because we can only see half of it, at least on mine.
Yes. I'm not sure. It's not showing on the screen. It's not showing on the screen.
Oh, here.
Yeah, it only shows part of it.
We can get you a better photograph of that,
Okay.
can't we? Digitally or?
And I think we're going to give the final approval tomorrow. Correct.
Right, we're not voting on this, so we'll make sure that for the general meeting tomorrow, everybody has a better image of this.
Okay, great.
There, wait,
It looks good. And I think it is very important that we
there it is.
do include the list of the original board that approved the project. So
Most definitely.
I love it. It looks great.
And Madam Chair, if I may, this has been going on for some time now, that we include both boards. So we just wanted to make sure we get your approval so that we can order it and have it here in time for the reopening of the facility, even though it's in use now, but I guess the public opening, right?
Great. And Rusty, could we vote just that we recommend that this be placed on consent agenda, or
It is on
That would be
consent.
okay, sure.
that'll be great? Okay.
I think it is.
Does the committee agree
It would be a recommendation, basically.
that we
and then the board
recommend
would put it
that the board approve?
Yes, it's,
Yes.
in
Okay.
fact, it's here.
We'll
the
make that
consent.
recommendation then at the board meeting.
Mhm.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Okay, we'll go ahead and move on to our next item, number 4, Laredo College construction updates. Mr. Vela?
Yes, this next update or presentation, we're gonna have two parts to it. I'll go ahead and start with the construction updates, and then I'll have Mr. Chavez provide an update on all the technology projects. We do have Mr. Tijerina here in case we have the committee has any questions regarding any of the specific projects. So I'll go ahead and start by providing the list of the current projects that we are working on. Here at the Fort McIntosh campus, we
Mr.
are,
Vela, can you fix the view, please,
Oh.
to a presentation style, just so that we can actually see? Thank you.
yeah, okay. Sorry about that. The Lamar Bruni Vergara Environmental Renovation Project, that project has been completed. We are currently working on some punch list items. And also we're working on the landscaping for that facility, landscaping and adding a fence to the perimeter. Arechiga facility, interior and exterior renovation project here at the Fort McIntosh. We also had the sewer line replacement, LED lighting upgrades, chiller replacements, cooling tower replacements. We have EMS control upgrades. We have the central plant cooling tower meter project, as well as the LC Veteran Center renovation. We also are working on the Laird Hall roof restoration. At the South Campus, we're working at the physical plant storage warehouse facility. We're looking at chiller replacements, cooling tower replacements, as well as EMS control upgrades at the South Campus too, and the central plant cooling tower meters.
Is everything on time?
At this moment, yes, ma'am.
Sorry, I'm sorry, is everything on time?
Yes, ma'am. I'll give you a quick update on where we're at status. La Lemur Bruni Environmental Renovation Project, as I mentioned, this project has been completed. We're currently just working on punch list items, landscaping, and the perimeter fence. The total project cost was $5.1 million, and this came out of the bond proceeds. Arechiga, that project has been completed. And again, we're currently just working on finalizing some punch list items. The total project cost for that was $3.2 million. Funding for that project came from a grant from the Moody Foundation of $150,000. We also had a $30,000 grant from the Historical Commission, and the remaining came from deferred maintenance funding. The sewer line replacement here at the Fort McIntosh campus has been completed, and you have a couple of pictures there of the work that was done. This line runs from Campus Police, the HR office, all the way across to the Atkins building.
Wow.
The reason for the work was that the line had collapsed, and so that whole line had to be replaced. That project was completed during the Christmas break, and the total cost for this project was $187,400, and it was funded by deferred maintenance also. Currently, we are working on lighting upgrades. We are going to be upgrading all the classrooms, essentially all buildings here at the Fort McIntosh with LED lighting. This project is in progress. Currently, Johnson Control is working at the LEAC, and you have some pictures there of some of the work that has been completed at the LEAC building. The contract amount for this particular project is $2.9 million, and it's also being funded by deferred maintenance. We also have chiller replacements. We are replacing 2 chillers here at the main campus. Right now, we have a contract with Johnson Control. The equipment has already been ordered. The contract amount is $2.1 million. Work has not commenced yet because we are waiting on that equipment to arrive. We also are replacing 2 cooling towers here at the Fort McIntosh campus. Again, under contract with Johnson Controls. The amount of that project is $1.4 million. And again, also equipment has already been placed in order. Central plant energy management control upgrades, that also is under contract with Johnson Controls, and that amount of the contract is $716,500. 515. And that particular part of the project will not get completed until all the equipment is installed, which is the chillers and the cooling towers. We also have the central plant cooling tower meters. Again, this is tied back to the chiller replacement and cooling tower replacements. Also a contract under Johnson Controls, and that is a contract amount of $115,312. And again, all these projects right now are in progress. As far as the guardhouse renovation, which is going to be the Veteran Center, we are currently just waiting on funding from HUD. We have already submitted the grant documentation for approval. They have appropriated approximately 1.4 million for this project. It has been about 2 to 3 years already that we've been working on this project. HUD required for us to conduct an environmental study as well as an archaeological study. Those studies were completed about 3 weeks ago. The information has been submitted to HUD. So we're just waiting for them to release the funding for this project. The contract amount is 1.9 million, and we do have a contract with Line-Decker Construction. We do need to revisit to see if there's going to be any adjustments that will need to be made to the contract amount. We did have some modifications to the plans, and that was because the Historical Commission required some of those modifications. Again, there were some items that they did not agree on, so we had to modify the design and the plans to make sure that we stayed with, that we didn't impact the look of the facility to keep it historical. And the last project that we were currently working here at the Fort McIntosh campus was the Laird Hall roof restoration. That work has been completed. We are pending to receive the warranty information. There is an inspection that is done before the warranty can be released to us. The warranty on the roof is a 20-year warranty. The picture that you see on the slide that was the before of the building. So it will have a brand new roof, again, with a 20-year warranty. The cost for this project was $786,670. Any questions on any of the Fort McIntosh projects? All right.
Mr. Rangel?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Really quick on the chillers, Mr. Vela, I know Ms. Liendo touched on it. Have we received them, or will they be here on time?
So no, they were placed, the order was placed back in November.
Okay,
So there's between a 4 to 6 month lead time to get that equipment in.
so then we should receive.
Getting it in the next couple of months. Would say early March, around March, we should
And
be
the
getting.
installation would be?
It's about 2 to 3 months. Well, let's see if Mr. Tijerina, do you have a approximate time for installation?
Chillers will be delivered March.
Mr. Tijerina, could you please approach the mic?
So, Jose Tijerina, Madam Chair, President. The chillers are on time. They will be here the first week of March. We will be starting in the South Campus. On Monday, this coming Monday, they will start taking out the 2 chillers and the towers that are going to be replaced. That construction starts on Monday.
Okay.
So.
And the installation for the new chillers would be, like, if we get them on March, how long would it take, Mr. Tijerina?
It's going to take approximately about 2 months to get all the
So-
piping and stuff in.
So they won't be up, do you think they'll be up and running for the summer? I'm just wondering.
So what we're doing is we're going to have 2 chillers ready to go. And that's what the south runs on, is 2 chillers. The other 2 are redundant.
Yeah.
So the other thing, just to make sure we don't have any problems, we are going to bring in I guess a chiller on wheels to have on standby.
Okay.
So that way, if for whatever reason we need the third chiller, we can just plug and play and we'll have a third chiller.
Good plan.
But usually we run on two and that should suffice.
Okay, thank you. The other question that I had, Mr. Vela, just really quick, I know you said it's 1.9 on the veterans. Where are we getting the other 5?
Yes, so the other, the $500,000 is coming out of deferred maintenance.
Deferred maybe?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Dr. Ramirez?
Yes, and so if you all recall from the sale of the Clark home, that money, the 300,000 we received for that home is also going to go towards that project because we strongly we're expecting that as part of some of the changes to that the historical commission required us to make. And because this bid is several years old, we believe that we are gonna have some change orders to the what's already been agreed to. So, but we'll get back to you on that, but we are using that funding. And then the rest will have to come out of deferred maintenance. There's no other source of funding.
I was just wondering. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any other questions? You may proceed.
Yes, thank you. The next are the South Campus projects. We're currently working on a storage facility for physical plant. The status on that is currently under work. The roof canopy is approximately 60 feet wide, 80 feet long, and 15 feet high. You see some pictures there of the work that's currently underway. You see that the piers have already been installed. This project is necessary because right now physical plant does not have a facility over there where they can store their equipment. So all the equipment is out exposed to the elements. So this is phase 1. Phase 2, we're going to be working on adding some office space in this new area so that we can move physical plant out of the Raquel Gonzalez Automotive Building and free up that space for instruction. The automotive program is in need of space, so we want to free up that space and add these office spaces for facilities in this one area. Again, the cost of the canopy is $89,500, and it is coming out of deferred maintenance projects.
Great.
As far as the South Campus, again, we have similar projects, again, chiller replacements, cooling tower replacements, the EMS control upgrades, and the cooling tower meters. You have pictures there of the current state of the chillers. Again, there, as Mr. Tijerina mentioned, we should be getting those 2 chillers in the first week of March, and work shall begin at that point so that we can get this equipment up and ready for the summer time.
Wow, thank you.
As far as upcoming projects, we do have a list of projects that we have identified both here at the McIntosh campus and South Campus. Please note that the list is not in any particular order. We do have a couple of roof restoration projects here at the Fort McIntosh campus. We've identified the Visual and Performing Arts building. The roof needs to be restored, and the cost for that is $1.6 million. The case and roof also needs to be restored at a cost of $1.2 million, as well as the Atkins and Maravillo gyms. We also have to replace the Cason Center elevator. We have identified that needs to be replaced. This is a priority, again, to make the building accessible to all students and staff. We also are working on getting a plan for expanding the Falcon Conference Room. We do need to add a catering kitchen area. Currently, right now, when we have events, meetings, food is served on the outside the outside the conference room in the hallway. So right now, the proposal is to add square footage so that we can add a serving area for the caterer. We're also working on a generator for campus police, and this is necessary to keep all the telecommunication equipment in that office running in case of a power outage. And the cost for that project is $150,000. We're also looking at upgrading the restrooms in the Cason Center. We don't have a cost yet for that project. We're working on getting proposals. And we are currently working on upgrading all the controls, HVAC controls here at the main campus. The cost to do that is approximately $5.2 million. And again, this will most likely be part of the facilities master plan. It is included in that study that was conducted. But again, we have it identified as a potential project for the future. As far as the South Campus, we do have a couple of projects that are priority. The fire department connections for all buildings at the South Campus need to be inspected and repaired. We are working on an estimate for that project. We also have to upgrade the fire alarm panels at the Camilo Prada Child Development Center and the J.C. Trevino Fitness Center. Again, we don't have a cost yet. We're working on proposals for that. We do need to do parking lot repairs at the South Campus, and we included a picture of the condition of some of the areas there in the parking lots. To redo the complete campus would cost $1.3 million. We are working on a plan to do it in phases so that we don't have to invest the $1.3 million upfront. So again, we feel that we have other needs that need to be addressed that may take priority over some of this parking lot. So we're going to tackle areas that are in need of repairs, and we'll do it in phases. The backflow access ground doors also throughout the campus need to be replaced. And again, we don't have a cost for that project yet, and we also need to do the P-trap installations throughout campus. Those P-traps are needed. They were not originally designed when the campus was built, and so we need to go back and add those. Again, we're working on a proposal for that. And we do need to make a modification to the diesel shop pit. We do have an estimate already for that project. It'll cost us $35,000 to do that modification.
Good. Yes, Judge, go ahead.
Are you planning on floating or promoting a bond issue, or do we have the funding, or what's the plan for the overall financing? The overall total cost, how much are you approximately
Yes.
do you actually
So
feel
these are some of the projects that we have identified as deferred maintenance. We do have other capital improvement projects that we identified as part of the facilities master plan, Judge. The overall cost for all those projects, including these ones that we have here on the list, we're looking at over about $170 million. So as part of the facilities master plan, we are looking at a funding package to address some of these needs. We have already engaged with Mr. Tijerina, our financial advisor, to run numbers. We're looking at 3 phases. Phase 1 would be handling deferred maintenance using
how much, please?
deferred maintenance.
3 phases?
Yes, 3 phases.
All right,
So
first
the
phase would be one?
First phase would be deferred maintenance projects, and that would be handled through institutional funding. Then we're looking at possibly a maintenance tax note to address a bigger capital improvement projects, and then eventually looking at a GO bond for some of the recommendations that were made by the architects that worked on the facilities master plan. Like I said, right now, we're looking at approximately 170 million using current construction costs.
Overall, 170.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Ramirez?
And that is at what we figure about on square footage cost up today. I think that over the course of the years, the construction cost is going to continue to increase. And so we're tackling the urgent pieces first. What causes the most discomfort to students and employees first, and then moving forward with the things that we can do. Some of the projects at the South Campus, the P-traps were never installed in the original building of that. And it creates a discomfort and odor in and around the campus. And so we definitely have to, secure that and take care of that. I mean, there's some things, roofs can't wait, that we know we have to get done right away because the long-term effect of that is difficult. So, the budget we passed this year gave us some really strong flexibility with deferred maintenance in moving some of the savings that we had into deferred maintenance. We're looking at all of the Johnson Controls projects we're paying this year out of that deferred maintenance. And that still left us with almost $4 million to work with to get some of these other projects done. So hopefully, within the next several years, we can exhaust the funding that we currently have, and eventually, we're probably looking at 2 or 3 years down the road, possibly considering floating a bond.
Additional.
But again, the ideal situation is how much can we get done with what we have as we need currently? And then when we get there, we will make that decision together as the board will certainly bring forward the numbers and the reasons and the rationales for what needs to happen or doesn't happen in the future. I don't want to lay it out right now and say, oh, we're going to go. No. We're not going to do that right now. I think that to be cautious of that is wise. And if there are other alternatives that we can use to try to get some of these projects completed, it's probably best. So.
What is our bond rating, if I may ask, at the present time? Do you have an idea of our bond rating?
It was, I believe it was a AA.
Double A?
Yes.
The maximum that at one time we had was a triple A, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
At one time? Now it's dropped to a double A?
No,
Well,
actually.
it's gone up.
Actually,
I'm sorry?
yes. So it was a AA minus, I believe. So now we're AA. We got upgraded about 2 years ago, sir.
Okay.
So we got upgraded about 2 years ago.
Good. Miss, did you have a question?
Just a comment. All the roofs that have to be repaired, is it because they're flat roofs?
Yes, and again, we got to take into account the heat in Laredo.
Exactly.
So a lot of those roofs or the materials are designed to last 20 years.
They're up.
We're seeing that we're not getting there. Some of them are 17 years old. So the Atkins building, the Maravillo Gym, the Kaysen Center, they're beyond the 20 years.
Yeah.
And so those need to be addressed. At the South Campus, we already have taken care of all the roofs at the South Campus. Here at the main campus, like I mentioned, the projects that you saw there are the buildings that we need to address. Once we address those buildings, we'll have new roofs both here at the Fort McIntosh campus and at the South Campus.
But they are flat.
Yes, the major buildings are flat, yes.
Could we go back to the previous screen? Sure. Please. So On this list, I guess we're looking at what is the priority.
They haven't been prioritized yet.
Mhm.
This is just a list of items that we know we need to address.
For safety, or, I mean, I think the roofs need to be taken care of for safety reasons.
Well, the elevator
then-
first.
I'm curious about the fire department connections. What is that exactly?
It's where they'll hook up, when the fire department, if we ever have a fire, they
Mhm.
hook up, their connections to the building.
So if
So-
they don't exist right now, or
No,
how are we?
yeah,
No, the buildings
Okay,
have
that's
it.
what I'm concerned about, like,
Yeah.
No, no, they exist.
No,
how are
they,
we gonna prevent,
they
a
exist,
fire from
but
spreading?
we are required to do an inspection, and, address any issues that may come. So one of the major things is water pressure, right? Making sure
Yeah.
that, the water pressure is at the level that that it needs to be. I know that at the South Campus, we do have an issue with water pressure, and it's not because of us, it's because of the city. So that's why it's a priority on our list, to make sure that we go back in there and inspect all those connections and to make sure that we address, the pressure.
And would the city be responsible for any of that cost?
No,
If it's not-
any connections that are tied to the building are
Mhm.
our responsibility. Anything that's on their utility line, that's their responsibility.
Which should be out.
Okay,
So-
I'm just
Yes.
asking, since you mentioned that the pressure, it's not because of our plumbing or connections, it's because of theirs, and how are we going to work with them to make sure that everything
I
is
don't- I'm
working
not
the way
sure.
it should be?
Yeah, I'm not sure how the city would address that. I do know that at least on our side, we do have to address it when it comes to our building.
Okay.
So there's gotta be, some work that needs to be done to make sure that we have the proper, water pressure going in to the building.
Thank you.
Madam
Ms.
Chair?
Vela?
I would imagine that the Kaizen Center elevator is one of the top priorities.
Yes, so
Because of students going,
yeah, so, like I mentioned, I didn't list them in a
I
particular,
know.
priority, but we have identified the Kaizen Center elevator
Yes.
as priority, the fire department connections as priority, fire alarm panel upgrades as priority. And I believe all of the roofs are also considered priority.
yes.
Okay, that sounds good. Dr.
Thank you.
Ramirez?
Yes, and the Falcon Conference Room Kitchen, remember, that was funding, that's funding that's coming from Falcon Bank. So it's an external source of funding for
Yeah.
that. So that won't be coming out of our internal coffers. We hope it's enough to cover all the costs. So, so that, I just wanted to point that out.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Vela. You may proceed.
So the next item.
Dr. Vela, sorry. Mr. Vela.
The next item is just an update on the funding. Contributions to the deferred maintenance fund, total 29,925,381. As Dr. Ramirez mentioned, the funding for the fund comes from savings. So we've been allocating funds for the last 5 fiscal years. The board allowed us to invest 30% of savings into the fund. This last year, we were, again, thanks to the board, approved to do 100% of those savings into this fund. So those contributions, like I mentioned, total 29.9 million. We have completed $6,154,129 in projects. We currently have 18 million in progress. Out of those 18 million, 13 million are attributed to the Johnson Control Project, which is the replacement of the chillers, the cooling towers, the controls, and the LED lighting upgrade project. So when we look at what we've completed and what's currently allocated to existing projects, we are left with a balance of 5.6 million. This 5.6 million is what we currently have available to address the projects that you saw on the previous slide. So we have the funding. We already have some priorities that we need to work on. So the next step is to get bids, proposals, and contracts in place so that we can start addressing some of those other needs. Like I said, this is part of the facilities master plan We're addressing phase one, essentially, which is trying to tackle all those deferred maintenance needs using existing institutional funds. Again, there are other projects that have been identified that are larger in scope, and those would require a financing plan. And for that, like I said, we have already started working with our financial advisor to start running some numbers. We are not looking at going out at this time for a bond, possibly like in the next 2 to 3 years is when we're targeting to look at a funding package. Again, phase one will basically take these first 2 years and we'll address as much as we can using the deferred maintenance funds. And with that, I believe that concludes the update on construction. I do have a second part, and that I'll ask Mr. Chavez to go over the technology projects.
Thank you.
Any questions on any of the construction?
Any questions?
No.
Thank you, Mr. Vela.
All right. Good afternoon, members of the Building Committee, Madam Chair, College Administration, Albert Chavez, Associate VP of Information Technology. This afternoon, I'm going to present the summary of the projects that have been completed by the IT department in the prior fiscal year, and then what's in progress this fiscal year. So last fiscal year, we did a major upgrade of the surveillance systems here at the campus. So we replaced 241 cameras, and we also acquired new storage servers for the cameras that meet the storage requirements and retention requirements for the institution. On this next page, it gives you an idea. This is one of the views of the cameras in the Cason Center, in the food court area and the main seating area. Again, this is just an excerpt. There's many more cameras in that area, but this just gives you an idea of the quality of the video that was being captured by the cameras. This next shot shows you the main entrance to the campus as you come in the overpass bridge. One of the cameras in this situation, which is the bottom one in the center, the police department has the capability to pan, tilt, and zoom that camera as needed, so they can actually turn it, zoom in, and so forth with that particular camera. This fiscal year, we're working on the South Campus. So the South Campus is getting new servers for storage, and we are replacing any cameras that are not functioning. For the next fiscal year, on their surveillance, we will be looking at both campuses with the police department and looking at areas that we can enhance our surveillance. So that will be one of our requests for the next fiscal year. On the infrastructure team, the Lamar Bruni Vergara, out of the last fiscal year, as part of the refresh of that building or remodeling, that building initially only had one communications room. Now it has 3. So we furnished the 3 rooms with new Cisco switches. We installed surveillance cameras in that building, new wireless access coverage, access points for the interior and the exterior. And then on the bottom right side, you'll see example of a digital sign. So now the facility has digital signs. That one that you see there is going to be part of a donor wall that's going to be in the main building. The other building where the animals are housed, kind of similar to when you go to other facilities, there'll be displays that'll show you what you're looking at. So this is whatever the animals are, so there's going to be some signage there in that facility. And again, that in the center, you see a pole that's in the facility that has the camera for surveillance and then a wireless access point on the exterior. And the image on the left is an example of one of the communication rooms. So in that facility. We also refreshed several buildings in the main campus, a total of 35 new network switches. We upgraded switches in the Atkins building, in P24, LEAC, Martinez Fine Arts, and BPA. This is an example of the rack setup in the Atkins building. So our team does its best to make sure that we keep everything clean and organized. As you can see from the picture, all the cabling and everything is cleaned up. So the team does our best to make sure that you're not looking at spaghetti when you walk into the room. You have cables all over the place. We also refreshed the wireless access points at both campus locations, a total of 146. We upgraded Memorial Hall, the Erie Library, Moore Vocational, the Martin Building, and at the South Campus, Billy Hall. The picture is just an example showing an access point in the Erie Library here at the main campus. Last fiscal year, the LCTV team moved to P28, which was a building that was previously used by DPS. That building did not have network infrastructure, so we received approval to install a new network rack with all the switches, data drops, and wireless infrastructure for that building. So that's a picture of the small rack that was added to that building. We also ran fiber to connect this building to our campus network. So the fiber goes from P25, which is the first building that you see as you come down the bridge, and it connects to the Lewis Energy Building, LEAC. This is Arechiga Hall. So last fiscal year, this particular items, the network switches and wireless access points, were not part of the remodeling project itself. So we received funding to purchase the equipment needed. This is an example of the two communications rooms. The one on the left is the first floor of the building, and then the one on the right is at the second floor. It's a total of 4 network switches, 2 in each floor, and we also have brand new wireless access points in that facility. In this fiscal year, we will be replacing 112 network switches at the South Campus. The buildings that will be refreshed are the Safarini Library, Camilo Prada, Automotive Technology, Protective Services, the Fitness Center, the Sports Complex, Billy Hall, the Academic and Advanced Center, and the Health Science Center. In this fiscal year, and the equipment for this project just arrived in December, so we're working on scheduling the installation. So we'll work with the South Campus administration to schedule the installation of the equipment. And we're also doing a refresh of the wireless access points. This is, as we continue from year to year, we identify equipment that's outdated. So this fiscal year, we're replacing another 273 wireless access points. At the main campus is a total of 29 buildings that will be upgrading. And then at the South Campus, 8. And I don't know if you're able to see them, but that's the list of the buildings that are being upgraded this fiscal year. Under computer support, last fiscal year, we ordered a total of 379 computers. Out of those 379, 273 were for employees, and 106 were for computer labs. So the computer labs that were upgraded were Laredo Hall 208, 223, and 233. In a Martinez Fine Arts, room 103, that's the music lab that you see on the top right side of the screen. And P2 building, which is one of the new areas that is being used for industrial technology, we also installed 30 computers in that area for a lab. And in the Erie Library, 166, in the center of the building, all the computers were also replaced. This fiscal year, we're doing 472 computers. They just arrived in December, and we're working on our plan to get them all deployed. Out of those 472, 100 will be going out to employees, and 372 for labs. So last year, we prioritized employees, and this year we're prioritizing labs. So we take turns in shifting our money that's allocated for us. So we're deploying computers to Eloy Garcia 133, HR Vocational 111, 112, and 124. In Laird Hall, we're doing 2 rooms, 209 and 222. Moore Vocational 209 and 212. In Lerma Peña, we're replacing all the computers in the testing center which are rooms 232, 233, and 234. In the Erie Library, room 113A, that's one of the rooms that students use for proctoring for the exams. So we're replacing that room. And then there's a large lab in that library, which is room 147, with 45 computers. That one's also being replaced. And then Billy Hall at the South Campus, also the testing center, rooms 246 and 247 are going to receive new computers. In audiovisual.
When do we
Yes, ma'am.
expect to receive them?
Oh, the computers arrived in December.
Oh,
So
so-
the team has already deployed all the equipment to the different physical locations, and our team has already started
installing.
working on them. And because it's quite a lot of computers and we do it in-house, so it's a balance between the day-to-day work that comes in. So the team, what we do is on Thursdays and Fridays, we prioritize doing the project, and then Monday through Wednesday, we do the regular support.
Thank you.
And last fiscal year, under audiovisual, we replaced audiovisual equipment in 4 buildings. It was the HR Vocational. We did 17 rooms. Moore Vocational, 13 classrooms. In P2, there was 3 classrooms that received no audiovisual equipment. And in Protective Services, there were 2 classrooms that received new equipment. As you see on the picture in the bottom, that's a large auditorium in Protective Services. There's screens on the back for the presenter to like a confidence monitor to be able to see. There's screens on both sides, and then there's the large projection screens in the front of the room. This fiscal year, we are doing a major project at the Kaysen Center. As you can see on the bottom picture, it hasn't been completed, but it will be completed this month. You'll see the addition of an electronic drop-down screen in the Kaysen. Not a lot of people have seen it drop down, so right as you can tell from there, it is quite a large screen. So right in front of it, we're going to install a projector that's going to be on an elevator lift. So when the screen comes down, the projector will also come down. And the audiovisual equipment will be installed in the door that's in the center, bottom of the picture. Right now, the audiovisual rack is in the 2nd floor. So it makes it kind of difficult for our team to make adjustments if needed. So that rack will be installed right behind the stage. This project will complete again before the end of this month. So we did phase 1, just like facilities worked over the Christmas break. Our team also worked during the Christmas break to avoid interruption in this area. So it was 2 weeks that the contractor was here to modify the ceiling and install the drop-down screen. And we also, over that same break, refreshed 26 classrooms in the Lewis Energy Building, known as LEAC. And those were the updates. So a summary of last year and then what we're working on this current fiscal year.
Great. Looks good. Great job. Thank you. Are there any questions? No? Thank you, Mr. Chavez and Mr. Vela. Item number 5 is upcoming Laredo College facilities openings, ribbon cuttings. Dr. Ramirez, do you want to do that, or you want me just to read them off?
Sure. Well, they're there, March 18th. We're hoping to, you should be getting some information on that soon. Our Laredo College Regional Law Enforcement Academy open house for all of the renovations that was done to that facility. It's in the Henry Cuellar building. And then April 26th, we're time to be announced later, is the Laredo College South Raquel Gonzalez Automotive Technology Center ribbon cutting or reopening as well. Assuming tomorrow the plat gets approved and we can move forward. The next one is the Laredo College LBB Environmental Center.
Sorry, Madam Chair.
Yes.
Sorry, did you say, thank you, did you say the 26th or the 16th?
I'm sorry, the 16th of 2026.
Okay, so it is.
That one is
correct.
correct,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
The plan is that, and then, so we would have that on the 16th, and then the 18th is our car show.
Okay.
So to try to coincide with that same timing. And then on the next one, the Laredo College LBV Environmental Center Open House, a lot of work has been done there, as you saw from the presentation, but really, it is the first phase, because the second phase of that will be the Paso del Indio. There's, you know, the big event that's going to help clean that up to make it accessible to the public and continue to make it accessible to the public. And so all of that is ongoing, but hopefully we can, Earth Day is on April the 22nd. We're going to move that to that Friday, which is April the 25th. As part of that, we're also planning a fish catch to fill the ponds. There's an aviary, we have the bobcats, we have the raccoons, we have there's so much that has gone into that. The landscaping is being finished by our own physical plant department. They're doing an incredible job. I think people are gonna be very happy with the outcome of that. It was a great deal of an investment for the college, but it is a community resource for us. And so we're really looking forward to the reopening of that.
And that would be on the Friday,
It's going to be the Friday, so.
the 24th.
Is it the 24th, whatever that Friday is.
Okay.
That's what we're hoping for, and to
Not the
probably do
22nd.
like a Friday, Saturday event to make it, you know, so that people can come, bring their children and see what we've been able to accomplish there over the last couple of years. And then lastly, the Dr. Domingo Arechiga Hall rededication after the renovation in that facility. Hopefully we'll do it by the end of May. Right now, we're pending furniture in that building still, and so we're hoping that by that day, we can get everybody moved in and certainly open it to the public again. It really did come out very nice, and so it just takes a little bit of time.
Yes. Well, thank you. I think we had a lot of great information today. Thank you all so much for being here at the building committee meeting. Could I have a motion to adjourn?
I'm not.
Ms. Bell?
Can I motion to adjourn?
Yes.
A motion to adjourn.
Moved by Ms. Vela, second by Ms. Alexander. All in favor? Aye. This committee meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, thank you for. That's okay. Go on, take there. I know. I turned it off and now I turn it back on. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started with the Finance and Audit Committee meeting. I'm not as she is. I'm going to go ahead and take row. Tita Cantuvela here. Cari Elizondo is out. Mercurio Martinez
Present.
and Adriana Alexander.
Present.
All right. Looking at the agenda, we start off with Cesar Vela, number
Madam
3.
Chair, for the
Yes.
record,
Yes.
you need to recognize the board president.
Oh, I'm sorry. I recognize Esteban Rangel, Board President, who gave us the pleasure of attending. All right, number 3 starts with the financial report, the audited annual financial report.
Yes, good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the Finance and Audit Committee.
We're dealing with item 7, okay.
Item 3.
Okay, thank you.
So you should have received a copy of the annual financial
Yes.
report with your board packet.
Yes,
Included in the financial report are the auditor's reports. We've also received the audit communication letter from the auditor. We do have Mr. Eli Mendoza, who is joining us online, and he'll be providing an update on the audit. Mr. Mendoza is a partner with Garza Gonzalez and Associates. They are currently our auditors. They conducted a review of our financial statements during this fall semester. And like I mentioned, have provided a report for the board. So at this time, Mr. Mendoza, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you, Mr. Vela. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes.
Great. Good afternoon, committee members and President. I would like to thank you for allowing me to come before you and present a summary of the audit. As Mr. Vela has indicated, we have completed the audit, the annual financial audit, and we have provided our reports that are included in the annual financial report.
Mr. Mendoza, do you have your camera off on purpose?
I don't have, mine shows that it's, I think right now, since the slides are being shown, I think that's why.
Oh, okay,
you
all
can't
right.
see my face.
Sorry, thank you.
No problem. No problem. Yes, as I was mentioning, we have issued our reports that are included in the annual financial report. The annual financial report is about 120 pages and it's prepared primarily by Mr. Vela and his team in the accounting department with Ms. Gomez. And we have issued reports that are included in that financial report. The first report that we issue, it's called the Independent Auditors Report. On the slide, you will see there where we're referencing the page numbers where they appear on the report. We're pleased to report to the committee that we are rendering an unmodified opinion, which is basically a standard opinion. And that means that the financial statements are fairly presented in all material respects in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles. And as I mentioned, that's kind of like a standard report. That's the best report an auditor can render as an independent auditor. Then we also issued a separate report that's included in pages 81 and 82, and that is the internal control over financial reporting and compliance with other matters in accordance with governmental auditing standards. The state requires that you, in addition to presenting the reports with the generally accepted auditing standards, we also audit in accordance with governmental auditing standards. And that report indicates that we had no material weaknesses. And what that means, that we did not detect any material weaknesses in your internal controls. And basically what a material weakness is, when you have a reasonable possibility that there will be significant errors, material errors, and that will happen because you don't have those internal controls. But we're happy to report that you had no such material weaknesses. And then also you had no significant deficiencies. So a significant deficiency is similar to a material weakness, but not as serious, but it requires management's attention. Again, you had no significant deficiencies. And then the third part, material non-compliance required to be reported in the financial statements. So we also had no material non-compliance with laws and regulations that would impact the financial statements. So if you would have had such an instance, we would be reporting, that you did not comply with significant laws and regulations. But again, you have no such report. And then the third letter that we issue, the third report, is the compliance with each major program on internal control over compliance that is required by the uniform guidance. And, this is required because the college expended, the requirement is if you have expended over $750,000 that you would have such an audit. Well, you had about $31 million in federal financial assistance that you received, and you had about $3 million of state assistance that were received. So we're pleased to report that we are rendering an unmodified report, again, a clean report on the major program. And the major program that we audited was the student financial assistance. program. And again, on the results of the audit, based on the testings we performed, we had no material weaknesses that we detected. We did have one significant deficiency that requires management attention, and there was no question cost. So I will elaborate on the significant deficiencies in a few slides here, actually on this one here. So we did have a significant deficiency, and we noted that that is required to be reported, and it's included in the report. And basically, what it was is that enrollment status changes for about 72% of the students that we tested, and we tested just 25. But when we looked at it, it seemed to be kind of a perversive. It's an issue that you have overall, and that is the changes that were not actually being and timely reported to the NSLDS, which is the National Student Loan Data Services. And basically, that is kind of a special requirement that's included in the compliance with under the student financial assistance. And we are recommending that that all pertinent staff be trained on the reporting requirements, and that the policies and procedures be revised to strengthen the controls over that reporting. Next slide. So we've communicated this to the Office of the Financial Aid, and they have indicated to us, and they have included a section on the report on pages 89 to 91. That is the corrective action plan. It's a very detailed plan, and they've indicated that they've taken corrective actions that are either in progress or that will be fully implemented to ensure compliance with this requirement. And this is kind of like a comment that is common in a lot of the college audits. So you're not the first or the last that will have this issue, but apparently, and I don't know if Mr. Aguilar can elaborate on the corrective action plan if he's present.
He is present. One moment.
And I don't know if he wants to elaborate on the corrective action plan.
Yes. Madam Chair, members of the committee, Dr. Ramirez. Yes, as Mr. Eli mentioned, we did have a deficiency in the enrollment roster reporting that is sent to the NSLDS. This report, just to give you a brief, is a report that we sent on every 60 days to students so we could report the status. This report is created by the registrar's office. We work very closely with the registrar's office. Once this report is submitted, this report is used to monitor the loans and the Title IV for our students. To mitigate any more findings, and we have produced 5 standards. We're going to standardize the data and dates used for reporting. We're going to check the student fields. We're going to meet twice a month with the registrar, with Mr. Solis. We're going to time the roster submissions and response schedules. Instead of sending the report every 60 days, which is the timeline that the federal government gives us, we're going to go back to 30 days. That way, if there's any errors that we could correct before they are reported, because NSLDS does give you some time to, when we send it, they checked it, and then to correct that. Now, then we have this again, all of this is in progress already. We're gonna automate and streamline the withdrawal and status processing that is taking place already. Mr. Solis, the registrar, has already worked on this with our IT partners. Then we did a retrospective review and cleanup of the recent terms, meaning that everything that was submitted to the clearinghouse and then to the NSLDS, all those students they're being corrected so they could report the right status. And not in that least, we're going to do a written procedure, tighten our policy, And of course, we're going to do the staff training. The staff training is very important, so we could mitigate any type of errors, human errors. And by streamlining, that also is going to help us a lot to keep monitoring the progress, the status of the enrollment roster report. So those are the 5 things that we're going to do to mitigate all the errors as possible.
So this is just to correct the deficiencies in the student records that you
Yes.
submit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
These are the enrollment roster provides the federal government, the Department of Education. If the student is withdrawn, the student is in full-time, the student is half-time, or graduated.
Thank you.
I just want to add, it's not a misconduct or anything, right? It's just timing.
Just a
And so, because it kind of makes it sound like it is, but I just want to clarify that it's not, that
Well,
nothing was done
So,
wrong.
It was, yes, it's a timing issue. It's a status field that was incorrectly reported, so we're fixing all of that.
Yes,
So-
I just wanted to pinpoint that out.
Yes,
that
And
it's
if I
not a
may
mis-
add, the process we were following was the process we used to follow with the 16-week schedule. When we went to the
Okay, so
8-week scheduling,
everything changed.
well, and we didn't change the process.
Oh, hello.
So in moving that back, because our drop dates change, so did our reporting dates to the state, to the coordinating board. Those dates changed because of the shorter semesters.
Right.
And so all of this has an effect, right? When we pick up rosters from faculty about who's in attendance and who's not in attendance, and then, how are we following up with students? Are they attending class? Are they not attending class?
12 class days.
All of those
Right.
deadlines change, and it all affects the return to Title IV. And Title IV, for those that aren't aware, is our Pell Grants. So NSLDS does monitor loans. We don't do Stafford loans. We don't do those kinds of loans. We do an internal emergency loan to our students to help them as they get through the process of financial aid. But we're not awarding federal loans or government loans of any kind to our students. But the reporting process
Yeah,
timeline
exactly.
has to be adjusted.
Right.
And I think Mr. Mendoza said this earlier, and I'd like to reiterate, we're not the first, we won't be the last, but it is a process that to date has not yet been automated because there's so many moving parts.
Right.
And then we have some students on 4-week schedules. And so all of those things change
Yeah,
reporting periods.
Yeah.
And so I did want to try to clarify a little bit about that as well.
It's nothing that was done because, it was something that just happened because of our change in the scheduling of our classes.
It could have been prevented.
It could have
But, well, but there's so much other things that goes on that there's.
Like Dr. Mita said, there's a lot of moving parts that,
Exactly,
that play a
exactly.
part on
mean, that-
the reports,
Mhm.
reporting. But I'm confident that we're going to
Oh, yeah.
do better
I'm sure.
and try to mitigate as many errors as possible when submitting the NSLDS report.
I have faith in you.
Oh, we will.
I
It'll be
know.
taken care of. I'm sure that they'll,
It's too bad you can't just push a little button on
it would be nice, yes, but no, that's not the case. Not yet, anyway,
Not yet.
hopefully soon.
Maybe. Thank you.
If I may continue, yes, so as I had mentioned, this is an issue that is common on, if you Google findings in college reporting, this is a
Reporting,
very
yes.
common comment. And also, as was mentioned already, there's no loans. You don't have any loans except for those emergency loans. So the other thing to consider is that there was no question cost that resulted from this. It's a very technical requirement. As auditors, the federal government tells us what areas that we're required to audit. And so this is one of them. And it's very specific because the reporting of loans, this could impact the loans that students may have. And that is the reason why that requirement is being included. If I can continue with the next slide, as I had mentioned already, we audited as a major program, the Student Financial Assistance Cluster, which I think you had about $27 million, and then the Texas Education Opportunity Grant. And you do still qualify for this year as a low-risk auditee, basically meaning that we don't have to audit half of your expenditures. We can audit only 40%. Then if I can, the next slide here, on the annual financial report are some financial statement highlights. These are coming from the management discussion and analysis, and that is included right after the opinion that is on the annual financial report. And I encourage the committee to review that section of the report. That's basically like an executive summary of the whole report. Again, the whole report is about 120 pages. And so that section, the management discussion and analysis put together what Mr. Vela summarizes in a lesser number of pages, the financial statements for the college. But to give you some overall highlights, the net position as of August 31st, 2025 was $152.7 million. So out of that, 152, that represented an increase of almost $26 million compared to the previous years. And then of that amount, of the net position amount, you have the unrestricted net assets are 17.4 million. So you have quite a bit of a healthy net position. And keep in mind, this presentation here is not cash. Now, if we were to look at just cash, I believe it's around 100, and out of that 152 million, about 113 million is cash. And so you have a very good net position. So when I say net position, basically means that that's basically your equity, or the difference between the assets and the liabilities is your equity. And there's at the bottom, there's some numbers breaking down the net position a little bit more, as to what is restricted and unrestricted, and investments in capital assets. Next slide. Just to give you more highlights that are Mr. Vela included on the MD&A, the FAST funding, which is the funding that's received for dual enrollment, it was 3.4 million, and that's about a little over $500,000 increase from the previous year. And the non-operating revenues, the net of expenses was 114.4 million. So you have an increase of 5.3 million compared to the previous years. In the capital assets, there was a slight increase of 1.7 million compared to the previous year. The next slide. Then the second part is the other document that we provide to you that we call the audit communication letter. This is a communication that is required by our standards that we have with you as a committee and to the board. And if we had any difficulties that we had in performing the audit, we would be required to communicate that. And we're pleased to let you know that we encountered no significant difficulties in dealing with management and completing the audit. And then number two is disagreements with management. We're pleased to report that we had no disagreements with management during the course of the audit. And these are disagreements dealing with what numbers to report on your financial statements. We did have some corrected and misstatements or audit adjustments. We call it audit adjustments. In performing the audit, we review the information, and if we have any corrections, we're required to communicate that to you. So there you see a few of the corrections that we had, primarily dealing with capital assets, leases, and SPIDAs. The SPIDAs, that means subscription-based information technology arrangements. Those are required now to be reported on the balance sheet if they meet certain criteria. And then on the area of depreciation, we had some corrections there. And in addition to that, there was a new GASB statement. GASB statement is the Governmental Accounting Standards Board. They issued Statement 101, which requires some changes in the accounting for compensated absences. Next slide. As far as internal control matters, again, as I mentioned before, we had no material weaknesses that we identified. That we did have some recommendations for continued improvement, and those are a little bit repeat from the previous years, but we did see improvements over the past year. There's still some work to be done in the area of capital assets. We're just recommending continued improvement on the timeliness of the reconciliation between the fiscal inventories, the records, and the general ledger. And that has an impact of delaying the completion of the audit to some extent. Now, as I mentioned, there was improvements over the previous years. There were some resources that were allocated, so that improved, and it looks like it should improve this current year as well. On the area of the leases and SPIDAs, those are relatively new standards that became effective the last 2 or 3 years. And again, on those, there's some improvements that need to be made. We're recommending that you have, that you streamline the process of identifying the different contracts that are required to be reviewed in order to determine whether those items are to be recorded. So I think that concludes my presentation. If we want to remove the slide so that way the board can see that I'm here. And I'll be happy to address any questions that you may have, or Mr. Vela can answer any more detailed questions regarding the financial statements. Overall, it was a good audit, results of the audit for the college. And, there's always areas that need to be improved. And over the years, we've told you those areas when we encounter them. And so we thank you for allowing us to serve as your auditors. And I'll be happy to address any questions again, as I mentioned, or Mr. Vela can answer specific questions on the financial statements.
Does anybody have any questions? I think we understand everything that's going on, and thank you so much.
Thank you. And I'll be in person at the meeting tomorrow. I'll be
Okay.
there tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next is number 4, which is the December 2025 financial report. Cesar Vela.
Madam Chair, members of the Finance and Audit Committee, the next item is the December 2025 financial report. I'll briefly go over the operating revenues. As of December 31st, we have a total of 57,537,417. That's 66.5% of our budgeted revenue.
Mr. Vela, can you put it on presentation? The numbers are a little tiny.
Tiny.
There,
There, oh.
But I can see it.
We do have an item here that we're still working on some adjusting entries for the allowances to the tuition and fee items. And those adjustments will be done for the next report. We're also pending the fall information or recording of the fall FAST funding. Right now, preliminary numbers indicate that we will be receiving approximately 1.6 million for the fall for the dual program funding from the state. Again, as far as the other line items, we're pretty much online or on target. From the state, we've received so far about 51% of our appropriation. That equals to 12.2 million. Tax revenue is at 28,106,000. That's 56.4% of what we budgeted for the year. Interest revenue, we're at 48.7% or 1.2 million. One item that we are reviewing is actually the interest rates. We were notified by our investment advisor that they're anticipating that we're going to continue to see rate cuts. So we're working on strategies to ladder some of our investments, try to take advantage of higher interest rates on the long term. For expenditures, the expenditures as of December 31st total 26,971,248. That's 31% of our budgeted expenditures. At this point right now, we don't have any variances that we noted. We're pretty much on target based on the number of months that we currently are reporting. Again, 31.19% for the year.
Hi, this is Emily calling with.
Okay, now it won't go to the next screen.
Will it move?
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Okay, as far as the other funds, for the Global Logistics Center, revenue total 141,164. This is coming straight from the allocation from the state. We have received the complete allocation, 100% of that. Expenses for the center total 38,488 or 27.3% of the budget. So for the year as of December 31st, we have a net change to the fund balance of 102,676. For auxiliary services, we have revenues of 1.5 million. We do need to make some adjustments. Like I mentioned, there are some allowances that need to be taken out of the revenue for those students that are participating in the dual programs. The total expenses are 596,286 or 43.6% of the budget. And right now we're showing a net change of 915,859. Again, this would be an increase to the fund balance. Again, we will have some adjustments that will be made to the auxiliary services revenue. For restricted funds, for December 31st, revenue total 15,678,718. Expenses, again, total the revenue of 15.6 million. The major item in the restricted fund area are the Title IV funding. Out of the 15 million, 13 million corresponds to Pell Grant funding for the fall semester. The tax collections as of December 31st total 28,106,340. That represents 55.52% of the tax levy. The total tax levy for the year for M&O stands at 50,621,863. When you look at last fiscal year, we were at 57.39%. So we're a little bit behind this fiscal year, but again, we still have a couple more months to go. We project that we will be hitting that target of 98%. Again, in 25, we had 98.52% of the tax levy collected. In 24, we had 97.97%. So again, I feel strongly that we will get there by the end of the fiscal year. Investments, and these are as of November 30th, 2025. Total investments and deposits are $132,027,024. Like I mentioned, we are starting to see rates go down. If you see that first line item, we have a currently we have 61 million in bank deposits yielding at 2.89%. Those rates have been decreasing. At some point, we were yielding 3.5%. We do have our endowment funds invested in the Lone Star pool, and that total 4.3 million, currently yielding 4.14%. We do have another investment with FIT. It's also an investment pool. We have 17.7 million in that pool, yielding 4.28%. And then we do have a series of CDs that we've invested in, again, ranging from 4.2% to 3.65%. You can see there on the slide, the two newest CDs, one with East West Bank yielding 3.65%, and one with BOK Financial yielding 3.71%. Those are the newest CDs that we have, and as you can see, we dropped from 4.20% to 3.71%. So again, we are starting to see rates go down, and we're working with the investment advisor to try to see if how we can maximize the return on some of these investments.
I have a question.
Yes.
All of these banks are FDIC covered?
Yes, sir.
They are?
They are FDIC insured, and we also require that they place collateral. I believe it's 250 under FDIC, and then the rest is collateralized.
Thank you.
The last item is just a quick update on the operating fund balance. For the 2025 fiscal year, we closed the year with a fund balance of 38,310,000 in the fund balance. Out of those 38 million, we are going to be moving 17.9 million into the deferred maintenance fund, as we presented during the building committee meeting, and that'll cover and address the projects that we have identified for this fiscal year. As far as 2026, like I mentioned, we're beginning the year with a $38 million fund balance. Revenues for the year total 57 million. We have expenditures of 26.9 for a net increase to the fund balance of 30,566,169 for the year. Out of that, we are pending to do the transfer of 17.9 million that will go into the deferred maintenance. Currently, right now, as of December 31st, the fund balance stands at 68,566,479. Again, and it will decrease as we go through the year. And that concludes the update on the financial report. Any questions?
Any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Mr. Vela, when the judges asked you about those FDIC, those investments, it's on. And I think at some point you had mentioned that the interest in those is a lot higher, correct? Is that
Yes.
why those monies are invested in those different banks?
Yes, so through our investment advisor, we go out and request proposals from the different banks. And then based on what we receive back, we do a tabulation and review and see who is providing the best rate. So what we're trying to do right now with the CD investments is we do have some that are invested at for 6 months up to 18 months. And so we're trying, the longer the term, usually right now it's a higher return. So we're trying to keep a series of CDs that are renewing every 3 to 4 months. And as they're coming up for renewal, we'll go out again for proposals and try to reinvest that money in those CDs.
I was asking just because of local banks here.
And they are included.
Okay.
We do, our investment advisor sends out that information to our local banks too.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Any other questions? All right, let's go ahead and let's go on to number 5. And that's to discuss the approval of a Title V learning, engaging, and academic support through data-driven action. Matching funds of $50,000 for 2 years as per grant criteria with Mr. Rene Gonzalez.
Mr. Gonzalez, Madam Chair, Mr. Gonzalez and Dr. Ortiz are out of town at a conference, but I'm going to present this. So the lead grant that we received last year, you all approved 50,000, but it was approved only for the first year. And so this is the second year of the grant, and every year we'll come back to you, assuming that we
Okay.
continue, that the grant isn't taken away or anything, so that we can match the funds. So the request is, can we match the funds as, one, required by the grant, and two, we need your approval. So the original grant period was from October the 1st of 2023 to September the 30th to 2028. And every year there is, within that grant, we get funds to match for additional scholarships. So we need your approval tomorrow on the matching funds.
Okay, I don't see any problems with that at all. Any questions? Thank you. All right, number 6, discuss the approval of a donor-requested endowment matching funds for the Carol E. Summers Jr., Mr. South Texas, LC Nursing Endowment. Again.
Yes, ma'am. And I'll report on that as well. This year, the Carol Summers Jr. family has again been very gracious in making a $30,000 donation. Their endowment fund is specifically for nursing. And they have a goal, they have a target of what they're trying to reach in that endowment. And as long as we can continue to match, they're requesting matching funds for that endowment. The combined endowment of the original opening endowment was 150,000. So every year they're
Every year
adding
we're
to it. And so, again, we're asking for permission to match that fund.
All right, and it says here, these funds were matched with TikTok funds?
Originally,
That were approved-
yes,
At the very beginning, yes, I remember that.
that's correct.
Yes,
Yes.
that was some time ago, but yes, I remember that. All
So
right,
this will bring the total
total up to,
$252,302. So, and the beauty about this is that forever, we will continue to award the interest of this endowment to our
to our
nursing students
Exactly,
forever.
exactly. It's a win-win, so. All right, any questions on that? Number 7, discuss the approval of a cloud-based fundraising and donor management software contract renewal with Blackbaud, Razor's Edge NXT Complete. Again,
Yes, ma'am. So currently, we have we use this software. It is a fundraising software that I would say most institutions of higher ed and nonprofit organizations use. And so our contract for renewal is up. The total cost for 3 years is $134,266.17. The renewal of the software will enable us to continue to effectively drive our fundraising efforts for the college. There's the annual fee is, year 1 would be $40,804, year 2 is $44,068, and the third year, $47,593. It's a 36-month contract, ideally to lock in the rates. The difficulty is that once you start putting the information into the system, and then you don't renew it, and then you have to start all over again. And so I know, and we've talked about this, so as it relates to technology.
Right.
But this is certainly the best product there is on the market, I think, from a fundraising standpoint. And so the department and Dr. Ortiz are requesting for renewal on their agreement.
Right. I don't think there's any problem with that either. I think they've done a very, very good job up to now, so we can. All right, the next one is number 8. And 8 is the Sarvela, discuss the approval of microscopes for the Natural Science Department. I think that's pretty much.
Yes. Madam Chair, the next item is we're requesting that the board approve the purchase of microscopes for the Natural Science Department. The total cost for this purchase is $223,054.08. The funding's coming from Title III Leaps Power Grant, and the purchase is being done utilizing the E&I Cooperative Agreement, CNR 01457. We're looking at 24 microscopes. These are not the ones that I used to use in school when I was in school. They're well equipped. They come with a digital camera. I believe these are the ones that they can project to a screen. So again, the funding is coming from a grant, so there's no impact to the college's unrestricted funds.
Very good. And they'll be in good use.
Yes, again, the Natural Science Department will be.
Right. Number 9, Heriberto Hernandez, discuss the approval of workforce external lab project.
So I'll go ahead and
What the,
present the item, Madam Chair, and if you have any questions related to the item,
Okay.
Mr. Hernandez can address those. This next item is we're asking for approval to award a contract to American Contracting in the amount of $121,000 for the workforce external lab project, external lab site preparation. We went out for bids, and we got 4 proposals. American Contracting submitted the lowest bid at $121,000. The work to be performed is basically to clear out an area of approximately 78,850 square feet. And the work includes cleaning and removing of debris, construction of an 8-inch caliche pad covering approximately 16,500 square feet. This site will be utilized by the workforce department for their construction management program.
okay,
So they'll be utilizing it for their electrical program, welding program. Also, will be utilizing this area. The area that we're talking about is actually on the northeast part of the campus, right next to the wall that's on Pinder Street.
here,
Yes, it's the area behind Dovalina Elementary School,
yes,
where the baseball field is. That there's an area there that we're planning to clear out and create it as an external lab for the workforce.
for the
programs.
for the
Yeah.
construction.
Construction management.
You said construction and welding?
Yes, good afternoon, committee members. Heriberto Hernandez, Associate Provost. This project would benefit multiple disciplines, essentially all the trades, welding, electrical, electronics, construction management, even our CAD program. They're currently designing the layout of how it's going to look. So it's a great opportunity for students to get hands-on experience. And the beauty is that it involves multiple disciplines working together.
Perfect.
And the funding is coming from the Matias de Llano Construction Management Grant. So,
I have a question. So they win this contract for $121,000, right? And y'all went out for bids?
Yes.
How many times do they come back, that same person that won the contract, and ask for more money? Does it happen often?
It doesn't. We
You stick to the
stick to
121?
the scope of work.
Okay.
In some projects, we do even allocate a small amount for contingencies. I don't believe we did this for this project because it's a simple project. It's basically clearing out the area and adding caliche. So we don't anticipate having any unforeseen expenditures. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
this particular site that you actually have, which according to what you have here is 78,000 square feet. It's, all of it is going to be out in the open, in the manner of speaking?
That's correct, Judge. And the area is, if you recall, a few years back, there was a designated area that was supposed to be an oil and gas training facility, where we have 2 stock tanks there currently.
Right.
That's the general location where it's going to be. Not all of it's going to be used at once, but we do want to clear it for future expansion of any outdoor projects or any outdoor instruction that benefits the students. But the idea is to give them the real world exposure,
Right,
particularly to our
right.
welding students they're going to be exposed to out there in the field.
Is it where the windmills were?
No, it's
Further north, or-
pretty much where the VPA is northeast from there. And you'll see the 2 huge stock tanks.
And all of it is within the campus of
Yes.
the
Yes, sir.
college,
Yes,
correct?
yes, sir.
But way north.
I can have an aerial shot of the location for the board meeting so you can get a better
That
idea.
that
of
would
where
be
it is.
nice.
That would be
Yes,
nice.
If we could have
It
it,
would.
I
Just to
would
see.
appreciate it.
That would be nice.
I can look at the Google Earth real quick, see, just to give you an idea.
Well, look at that.
Just get my bearings here.
That's where to live.
So these are the tanks that I was mentioning. So
Right.
this whole area here would be cleared out. So just a quick overview of the project. The idea is to create a mini pipeline that runs kind of like a loop, and it'll transfer the water from this tank to the other tank. So students will get the opportunity to weld the pipeline.
Right.
Electronic students will install the valves that can be controlled from another location, and it just creates that control loop process. But it's essentially a huge sandbox for us to play in, right? And there's so many projects that we can do.
Yeah, that you can use. Wow.
But that is the location. And in relation to the campus, here's the baseball field. Plenty of parking here for the students. This is the VPA here.
All of that area is going to be
This
cleared.
is it, all of that.
It would essentially be all this area here, Judge, primarily this area here.
Wow. To teach. That's gonna be awesome. And it's all in the open, so if it rains, you can't go. It doesn't rain often, obviously.
But those are the realities of the
Yep.
industry, so,
Well, they would have that problem anyway, so.
yes.
you have to- That's really awesome.
Good.
Good. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Any questions, any comments?
If I-
Okay, we
If I
go.
may, I just want to make a
Okay.
clarification. I had mentioned that this project didn't have a contingency, but it does. It has a 10% contingency in case any unforeseen items come up. Again, we don't anticipate that because it's a small project. And so, but again, we did include a contingency just in case we have any unforeseen expenses.
Okay. All right, number 10, Gabriel Lozano. Discuss a resolution requesting that the Laredo College Board of Trustees approve the submission of a grant application by the Laredo College Grants Office of the State of Texas, Office of the Governor, Public Safety Office for the 2026-2027 Edward Byrne Memorial Fund Justice Assistant Grant JAG for a total of $25,000 in funding.
Hello.
That was long.
Yeah, you should see the resolutions even longer. Madam Chair, members of the committee, Gabriel Lozano, Director of Grants. And these are basically two grants that we did last year, but we didn't get, so we're gonna try again. Basically, this first grant is for traffic safety equipment that Chief Hernandez has prioritized. They're like those trailers that they kind of tell people that they're speeding or they're going over the limit.
Yeah.
But they can also be used in other capacities in case there's events where people need to be guided and stuff. So those are what we're gonna ask for this grant. And it's the software and that goes along with it as well.
And this is for number 10.
Yes, ma'am.
So as part of the governor's request, as part of the process that we have to follow in requesting the money out of the governor's account, there has to be a resolution from the board. And so this resolution has to be read at the board meeting and voted upon so that we can then submit the formal grant request. This one, and I think the next item is the same.
It's the same for the next one.
So ideally, the total amount of money that we're requesting is $25,000.
Right.
But the resolution must be read in open session.
Okay. Questions? No? All right, let's go to number 11. I guess that's the second grant.
Yes, ma'am. This is the second one. So it's another one from the state. This one's a little bit bigger. It's we're gonna request 132,000.
38,000.
38,200, excuse me. And this is for law enforcement equipment under one of Governor Abbott's programs. It's called Operation Lone Star. So this is funds that are given to law enforcement agencies along the U.S.-Mexico border. We received 200,000 2 years ago. Last year, we didn't get anything, so we're gonna try again this year. I think we have been, and Dr. Ramirez, I think will agree with me, very cooperative with the government, with the state, with all the operations that
That are going on.
are
right.
going on here, right, on our campus. So this would help us kind of help them too.
Exactly.
A lot of the equipment that would be procured would be in that capacity. But also, the way that we present it is to keep our campus safe is priority number one. Our students, our faculty, our staff, and anything that we can try to go after that could enable that.
Right.
So we're gonna prioritize that. Like I said, last year we didn't get it, but 2 years ago we got about 200,000. So this would be for I need to double check with the chief, but I think they wanted some of those like ATVs that can go
Okay.
off-road to, in case there's incidents that are
Right.
on the paths, right, on the roads. And overtime for Laredo College police officers who are working in conjunction with the DPS and the other agencies doing enforcement operations.
Thank you. All right, any other questions? Any other comments? Nothing? That finishes it. Somebody wants to motion for adjournment?
I motion to adjourn.
And Mercurio, will you second to adjourn?
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Elizabeth. I already filled them out.
Have to do that too.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.